Tonight we're talking famously single. It's Brandy's birthday, and they all go on a date with earbuds. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, Shaggy. I gotcha. What up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Justin Jan here in studio for the AFTERBUZZ TV after show for E's new show, Famously Single. I'm joined in studio by Miss Tiona Hobson.
Hey, everyone. How you doing? Hey. I love this song, Jesse.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Turn down for what? All right, so very interesting. So we had Somaya in last week, and you know, she was spilling all the tea about like this week they were gonna go on dates and they were gonna have these headphone pieces in. I wish we kind of got a little more than we saw. I felt like it was chopped up because they fit a lot of information into this. So that would have been really cool. And even cooler, guess who's going to be Skyping live with us next week? Dr. Darcy.
Yay! I have so many questions for her about my love life.
Girl, we're talking about that shit.
Sorry,
but that's fine, because I already have one too. I'm going to correlate it to something that happened this week. I'm going to be like, girl, well, since you said this to Brandy, what would you say? No, but we're super excited for that. But let's talk about this. So it's Brandy's birthday. Callum got her flowers. Nice way to make it up.
Yeah, nice move. I was like, wait, weren't you just super pissed at her? And like, there was this whole big altercation. But I mean, I agree with what Brandy says. He is a bad boy who's trying to be good. So this was him trying to still show his sweet side. He's like a sour patch.
Oh, first they cut the...
Yeah, first we're sour, then we're sweet.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, you are a sour patch.
So then we see Brandy and Dr. Darcy talk, and a lot of it was about Callum. And I felt like sometimes I was watching Darcy and I was like, are you thinking about Brandy, or are you trying to figure Callum out in this moment? Because she was like, tell me more.
Yeah. But I think it's because going back to last week when Callum and her were talking before their party, she said, Callum, don't get drunk because you know you get angry. And then he went to the party and got drunk. And exactly what she said happened at the party.
Yep.
So, I mean, he doesn't follow instructions very well.
No. She said that with Brandy, she needs to help Brandy restructure what she thinks is safe. Which is so true, because I feel like I feel like I was looking at a lot of my friends, and then I had to look at myself and be like, you know what? I keep going for this safety person. And I think a lot of it is because you become accustomed to dealing with a certain type of bullshit. And this is so sad that we get to this point in our lives. But it's like you become so accustomed to dealing with a certain type of bullshit that's like, I don't even believe this. This is probably going to turn into some other bullshit. I don't know what that bullshit going to even feel like. I ain't got the time for that kind of bullshit. So I'm just going to stick with the bullshit that I already know, because, you know what I mean? I know how to maneuver my way through that maneuver. So I totally can understand that, of having to restructure. And I was just saying to someone the other day about conditioning. I said, all humans are just children who have been conditioned. We've been taught... we television, parents, I was just reading the 4 Agreements too, and it's so funny because I was having this conversation before I read the 4 Agreements, and then when I read the 4 Agreements, I was like, oh my gosh, Jesus is just inspiring me. But it said, we become conditioned by the things that happen. If we move and we hurt ourselves, that conditions us to think that's bad. Can't do that anymore. And so it was interesting to hear her say that about Brandy, because Brandy keeps talking about these safe people. Oh, I like him. He's safe because he's moving after, so I don't have to, I can commit to him. I can be open. I can, like how she was saying with Josh, like, Josh, you don't have to be perfect all the time. Okay, well, you don't have to be perfect all the time.
Exactly.
You can, you know what I mean? Why are you afraid he's going to move? You can be committed in a situation where you're not perfect.
Yeah, and if he does move, why does that have to mean the end of everything? Like, I know long distance is hard, but what if he, he's not tied down out there? What if he was actually open and willing to stay here with you after this time's gone out? Why not just go into it open arms and an open mind to just see where it takes you, see where life takes you, and just go with the flow for a little bit.
I get it, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, Brandy, I feel you, girl, because you like, what, 30-something? Is she in her 30s, 40s? You know, like that late 30, 40.
Yeah.
We're going to say somewhere over there. And for me, I look at her and it's like, I get it, you know, now she's in the spotlight, she's had these same kind of thing, and not only that, but like the situation with Leanne, like that was huge.
That's a big
And then
hit.
to be dragged through the mud for it, and then that's where your fame kind of stemmed from. So I feel bad, and I kind of understand that defensive warrior of like, I can't mess with these dudes, or how can I take advantage of these guys before they take advantage of me. So I get that whole aspect of it. So it'll be interesting to see how Brandy, her arc of her story. She said, I still feel like Callum still has the same trouble. That's when she talked about the drunk thing. And one thing that Darcy said that I really like, she said, don't expose yourself if you don't think there's potential. And that's a really interesting because we also saw Jessica kind of say it to Callum when he was talking about the drunk thing. I don't know. I balance with that. I teeter with that thought because, I don't know, for you, like, I look at it like I've come to a point where I've gone on the first date and been the whole like, yeah, this is so much fun. And then it's like, okay, well, now the second one, it's like, okay, and then now at this point, the second date, because we just had fun and it wasn't like you really didn't know me, or I don't know, like as you get older, don't you kind of feel like the conversation changes? That first date kind of changes?
Yeah, I think the conversation changes as you get older, and it's less about like it's less about like, oh, the superficial things of life, of, oh, what are your hobbies? And it's more like, let's get down to business because I only have a certain amount of eggs left in my reproductive system. So like, if we don't do this shit, let's
then
do
I'm
this
be
shit.
like, well, girl, I don't know about your eggs. The only eggs I get are from Ralph's or at the grocery store.
But you know, like at a certain point, you're just like, okay, look, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. And let's just get down to business because I don't have any more time to waste on
like,
stupid things.
Yeah, like even the date we saw, not to jump ahead, but like that was a really interesting moment, and I wish we could have got Darcy on the phone for this one because I want to make sure we bring this up. But when Jessica said to him, well, the girl asked, you know, do you drink a lot? And I felt like it was kind of a loaded question because why would you, if you know this is your past, why bring something like that up? Because now she's going to flip it on you like, why are you going in on this? So when she asked him that question and he kind of like, no. And then he was like, okay, well, the situation happened. And then Jessica was like, nope, shut that shit down. Like, why are you going deep into it? But like, I don't know. Like, I feel for me personally, I would have respected him more to hear that from him than allow me the decision to make like, okay, is he an alcoholic? Yeah. Or is it he's telling me this on the first date because he's keeping it real and he knows that this was a problem and this is something that he is working on and he's keeping it real? Because I don't want 3 dates down the line to come find out we at a party and you fucking acting like the goddamn fool.
I agree with you on that. But also on the other side of it, is it too much information that would just scare someone away that you might be interested in?
But
is it too much too soon?
I get that too because people say that to me all the time. I'm a fucking open book. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, really, I don't. And the thing is like, okay, if that's too much information for you, then my life will be too much for you at this point. So bye.
Yeah, and I think this is how I interpret it. What Jessica was kind of telling him to shut down a little bit. It's one thing, like, don't lie about it because, like you said, he brought it up to begin with, so he shouldn't have said no and then made it awkward. Just be real, but he didn't have to go into the daddy issues, and I think he was starting down that rabbit hole, and that might have been the part that's a little too much on the first date to get into all your daddy issues. And I'm just sitting here like, huh? But if you just tell me, yeah, well, you know,
see, I was supposed to be a therapist. I live for that. I'd be like, really? Why do you feel that stems from that?
I mean, I'm nosy as fuck. So,
you know what I mean? And I will not judge you. I will be now, Willis. I'd be like, look, I do not judge you that you have all those kids. Clearly, your dick game is strong and good.
But however, you know what? Keep it away from me.
In my situation, right? Don't breathe, sneeze, jerk off near me because I know I'm a man, but still,
we don't know what kind of powers the semen has.
Apparently, last Jesse Williams out here talking about that black people magic, so I don't want to experience that one, Willis. Keep that in your pants.
Oh my god.
So that, okay, we have to bring that question up because I don't know. I really teeter with it. I really teeter with how much you are to open yourself up to and what to say and what not to say, because I do it all the time. I know I just might as well put my foot in my fucking goddamn mouth. And then I'm like, well, I hope they've never seen a show that I've done. All right, so Somaya comes in. She talks to Darcy. I wish they showed a little more of this too, because I felt like it was cut so short, and especially hearing, you know, Samaya's story, and I felt like they didn't really express that, but hopefully we'll get some more of it. She doesn't identify as bisexual. Love is love. We got the story about her ex beating her, and, you know, that kind of set the tone for the men dating afterwards. It's so interesting to me because she said she knew she was into girls at such a young age. And I always say that there's like 3 to 4 different types of gay people. I believe I was born gay. Like, I like somebody, like, I remember at a young age, like, who I thought was attractive, what I knew society wanted me to have, and who I knew I was gonna have. So I feel like there's that kind of gay. Then there's like when you're like younger and something happens to you, and it kind of, like she said, it sets the tone and it triggers. And then it's kind of just free people and their experience, and you know what I mean? They're like, well, you know what? It's Sunday.
We're
Feel
in
like having a
college.
taco. Tuesdays are for hot dogs. So it was interesting to see that she knew this before, but then when that happened with her ex, that set the tone.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in an abusive relationship or anything like that, so I can't even imagine what she went through. But like Dr. Darcy sitting there, you know, I was just like, wow, first of all, I can't believe that she is able to share this, and I'm happy that she did, because, you know, there's so many people out there who deal with the same thing and think that they're in it alone.
And think that's love.
And think that that is love, exactly. So to see that she was able to realize, you know, like, no,
I deserve better.
I deserve better than this, and she's not going to settle. And I love that she said she wasn't going to settle for anything less than what she deserves.
Go ahead, Somaya.
Yeah, go ahead. Preach, because, you know, go tell my mama that. Get her off my case.
Okay. My mom's still out here like, you gonna find a good Greek girl? I'm like, Mom, come on.
Maybe a good, strong Greek man.
Maybe. So we get to the birthday dinner party. I like that Callum apologized for his delivery to Brandy at the party, as he called it, his delivery.
Such a man out.
Yeah, but you know, at least we're moving in the right direction of apology.
But you know, when we're talking about what in this episode I could have used more of and less of, I could have used less of this scene. Yeah. It could have happened anywhere. Like, he asked her out on the date, but then there's no other mention.
It was like
of
we
the
got
date
the flowers at the top, then we got the delivery, the apology in the middle. It was like we could have grouped that together, got more out of like Samaya's story, or more out of something, you know, the ear thing. So we get to the exercise, and basically this exercise is cool. I want to do that. We should do this.
We should totally do this.
Although we'd probably get arrested if we tried to do something like that. But so it was like an exercise to help turn up your turn-ons and dial down your turn-offs. Although I don't know if it really worked, because then I was kind of like, I'd rather do this. It's fun to do it like with us, but then at the same time, like, we're both searching for the same information. Can the counselor get in my ear?
Yeah, that's who I would have wanted. I need the dating coach in my ear telling me what to say, what to not say.
Right. Be like, Rob, where you at?
You know, tell me that I'm chewing with my mouth open and it's unattractive. You know, just my boob slipped out. I need those kinds of things being told to me.
Like, don't ask that. Don't ask, are you an alcoholic? Don't ask, are you 3? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So we get to it. They do this earbud thing, and what I actually loved before is that they had them help them get ready for the dates.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Especially seeing how the guys wanted to see the girls dressed.
Dressed down.
Yeah, they're like dressed down. And, you know, I love that Jessica is such a free spirit. But I love
naked girl, how you walking around New York like that?
Yeah, you got to be cold. Well, she got all those furs, you know, that keeps her warm.
I love Jessica's like a cartoon. I live for her. So would you say girls dress up for women more so than men?
Like,
or is it like when you put your makeup on, do your hair, like, is that for yourself? Is that for other women to be like, look what I can do, girl? Or is it like for men, you want to be
for me, it's
like, where does all that, like, you are pretty, you aren't really like,
I'm the biggest tomboy ever, pretty much. But I think that a lot of girls do dress up for attention. And it could be it doesn't matter from who. They just want the attention of, oh my gosh, like, look at that outfit, look at that dress, oh, look at her hair, look at her makeup, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm not generalizing women, and
but I mean, it's true because we see
anti-feminist or anything.
Aubrey said tone down. He said to tone down a hair and makeup, and Aubrey was like,
I definitely think that society has women thinking that that is what they're supposed to do, because every time you see someone who is considered glamorous, they have a pound and a half of makeup on their
Alicia
face.
Keys, I appreciate her doing
the
the whole
natural thing.
But I mean, if I looked like Alicia Keys, I'd be out here walking with no
flawless
makeup.
skin, beautiful freckles. It's like,
Yeah,
get out of
sitting
here.
up here with my dog scratch my face, and I'm like,
Jesse, it's okay. I beat you. It's cool. You can tell them.
it's like I'm in a really abusive relationship with Tiona, my co-host. She's really affected.
You're fine. No.
Shut up.
Shut up now. But no, I do think that that is part of why women think that, and I have a lot of friends, love them to death, but I think that most of the time they have on way too much makeup for the simplest of tasks, and I'm just like, is that what guys want? Because like Willis said, when you take all that stuff off, the guy has a completely different person than who he thought. So I'm not saying to not dress up or put your makeup on. I'm saying just be a little bit more natural with it, so that you're a real person and not some like created monster thing.
It's so crazy because I grew up on the East Coast, and like in the boondocks. So like if I go out to a store, I'm looking crazy. I'll be looking crazy out here in these LA streets.
Right? I go to the grocery store in my sweatpants.
I went to the gym the other day. My roommate was like, Jesse, you're wearing red lace shoes with maroon pants, a green top, and a black hat. And I was like, and I'm going to the fucking gym.
Yes.
This bitch gonna say, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, put an entire matching sweatsuit outfit on to match to go 3 minutes down the road. We first of all, we live in the ghetto. Like, the hell are you trying to sit out here? I'm not trying to get robbed. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'll look presentable when I need to look presentable, but damn.
Well, don't try to go into that Gelson's a little bit further down the street by me, because, I mean, people are dressed to the tins in there, and I walk in looking crazy, and I'm like...
It doesn't affect me.
I'm like, I don't really care.
It doesn't affect me. So, again, I can't wait to talk to Darcy, because that's an important thing. Like, there are times where I always say, like, okay, if you're going on a date with somebody, like, how do you dress? Like, if it's a dinner date, like, you know, what I'm not a button-up shirt kind of person. Like, do I do that for the first day because we want to set the standard, or is it, you know what I mean, just show up in your t-shirt?
Yeah, because you still want to be you and bring your personality to it, but if I'm dressing in, you know, like a cocktail dress and heels, that's definitely not me or who I am.
Right, like
Special
the grocery store thing. If you
like,
had Gelson's dressed in a damn heels and looking hair up, makeup done, and you won't typically do that. To me, like, if I'm gonna meet my husband at the grocery store, I want him to see me in my gym shorts looking like how I basically look how I look when I'm not on camera. I only buy expensive clothes so I look good on camera, y'all.
The true test for me is see me when I get out of a swimming pool and my natural black girl hair is just like poof,
black girl magic.
Black girl magic. Like, if you still love me then okay, we got something real here.
And speaking of real, it's real in Willis's pants, because Aubrey was offended by his pant size. He said he was a 30.
He had to get the 38 because his thigh muscles are so big.
Which I totally understand that, because my waist is at 28, but I can't wear 28s. I have to wear like 30, 32 because my butt too big. And
you got that booty problem.
You know what I'm saying? And my thighs are too big, so it's like it doesn't fit in a certain area. So I get that, but I mean, girl, he ain't gonna tuck his dick. First of all, he's a straight man. That's
exactly. There's that. And also, what she could have suggested is, okay, I get that you have to get the bigger size jeans, but go have them tailored to fit better on you once you have them. Yeah. My brother has a similar issue with shirts because his shoulders are so broad. So he gets bigger sizes, and then he takes it to the tailor and has them like fit it so that it still looks nice and clean and crisp on him.
Yeah, I've never been into the whole like tailoring thing until this year, because I'm like, my God played with me with my height situation. So in my body, so I'd be like looking around, be like, am I a fucking unicorn? Like, why am I 5'6" and with a butt that big? So yeah, Taylor. But I've never Taylor
heard,
fellas.
Yeah, Taylor. It'll save lives. I've also never heard of anyone being so offended by the size of someone's penis, but.
I am, because here's the thing. I totally agree with you, Aubrey. Like, there is a certain penis size that once you your dick is that big, like, put it in a museum, because it surely ain't going in nowhere out of nowhere. You know what I mean? That's why it's
like, all right.
Sometimes once people go black, it's because they can't go back.
Nothing fits right ever again. Come on, Steven, that was funny.
Steven probably wasn't paying attention, just heard the end of that joke. All right, so they go on the dates. We get Aubrey, and she goes on this date with Matt. And here's where I am going to team up with her on this. Because I did think it was kind of like, okay, you shut him down right away. But you can't have a fuck fame tattoo and drink a lychee martini. Like, you can't fuck fame, tattoos, and then you're drinking a lychee martini.
Yeah.
Totally agree with her on that. Like, I understand martinis are bomb and they get you fucked up, and if they might have been like, well, you can have one drink on us. That probably would have been my drink too, because a martini will get you real nice. Now, though, then you out here like putting the balls in your mouth, like, just not a good first date.
Wasn't a good look. I think he should have a talk with Dr. Darcy about appropriate drinks to get on a first date. Just, anything with putting balls in your mouth, probably not a turn on to the girl. Yeah. Just throwing that one out there.
Not MTV The Challenge.
Yeah, just throwing that one out there. Maybe far-fetched, but
we got Josh on his date. I didn't catch her name.
I forgot her name too.
But here's where he started just, I did like that Brandy took him out of the comfort zone, the threesome, foursome talk, and the girl was with it. She was like, because she watched The Bachelor or Bachelor, whatever show he was on, she watched that. And the other bitch who pretended like she didn't know, what's your DJ name? Girl.
DJ Pauly D. Come on.
My mom would know who he was. Stop. And you were a club promoter when he was on the Jersey Shore. Stop.
So, you're a liar.
Callum and Abby, that was awkward about the whole death situation.
Yeah.
We got Willis and Shannon, which...
That was cool, but my worry for Willis is that he got 8 kids, and you gotta tell the girl at some point, and for me, it's cool if you got a couple kids, but he has 8 kids by 7 different moms, he said? To me, that is a red flag, and I'm like, stay clear from me.
Yeah, it's gonna be like someone just loves his personality so much that's like, you know what? You done? Okay.
Like, we gonna get you snip, snip, snapped, and...
You've had enough sex for your life.
Yeah.
Okay,
you don't need to create any more human beings in the world.
And he just is so... I love that he just is so, like, captured by women and just the beauty, because even when she came in, he was so shocked at what she looked like. He was like, damn. He was like, oh, I gotta get up, I gotta be a gentleman. Oh, it was like, he was just so... Whoa, I wasn't expecting this girl to come.
He's got the old school manners that I miss from a lot of guys these days.
Yeah, but like how Brandy said, though, he's like her ex, where it's like he's so sweet in person and knows all the right things to say, minus the thing in the bathroom. And then it's like the dark side is, oh, you out here fucking all these bitches. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And those are just the children we know about. Yep. And maybe you don't have other kids, but how many vaginas have been tampered with? Yeah,
that's a...
What's your count? This is why I wish people came with nutritional facts.
Nutritional facts. It's like, this is how many people I've had sex with. How many people I've kissed. How many people... Yeah,
okay, how many STDs you will get fucking with me. And
how many you had and then, took an antibiotic for.
Right. Like, all that. I need all that information. Like family details, like
family history.
Cancer runs in there.
I was obese as a child. Just label it all here.
I did not wake up like this. Somaya goes on a date with Amanda, so they did a little lesbian action on the show.
Her date was actually, to me, one of the ones that seemed really enjoyable for both sides.
But I instantly knew it was a bullshit date, because I think Somaya is just that. Somaya is... She can talk to anyone, and not only that, but then to hear like, okay, this girl, she's a lover. She's not like, hi, I'm a lesbian. Like, she's free to no boxes. But it was more of a friend. Like, to me, watching the two of them, why. It was more friendly, and that's why it was enjoyable, and it was so perfect, because it was almost Somaya becoming the man.
Yeah.
Because she's always been used to having to battle these dudes. It would be nice for me, which where she was talking about her relationship that she's now in. I actually met her, and to see them together, very well balanced.
Okay.
Like, there's no position. Like, you wouldn't say, oh, that's the guy, that's the girl. Like, you don't think that. You just, it naturally, we're watching that was kind of like, they just seem like friends.
Yeah.
Like, I could never see the two of them, like, we got Brandy and Jameson, who lives in WeHo and had a nice set of hair on him. But then they started talking about threesomes, and she said 2 guys, 1 girl, and he was like, "You're gonna set that with obviously." Well, yeah,
She's
you're
a
from
girl.
WeHo.
And she's a girl asking. Like, come on.
Is that hot though? I heard like most of my female friends are like, "That's disgusting. I would never want 2 guys."
I'm not opposed to that. I would prefer that over another girl being in there. But that's just.
Are you a threesome? Could you do that?
I don't know if I could. In my
Like,
mind,
I want to
could.
experience it to be like, okay, like, but then I feel like I can't be dating one of them. Like, it would
Yeah.
have to be like we all cool in a situation, but then I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend who in college had a
Oh, I thought you was
threesome.
like, she's been asking.
No, I have a friend who had a threesome. It was 2 guys and her, and she said it was one of the most memorable moments of her life because
I mean, I would
it was
imagine.
just like,
I hope she would.
She's like, it was
forget
just 2 men completely and utterly devoted to her pleasure in that moment, and so she was like, it was fucking awesome. She's like, I had one, going down on me, one doing this, and I was like, okay.
See, I think
I was like, all right.
I don't know why I was thinking Family Matters. Like Carl Winslow just gonna come walking in. What are you guys talking about? Threesomes. Okay, so like that, where they're devoted to her, because a lot of the times the girls are like, I don't want like 2 dicks swinging around. What if they touch each other? And like,
Yeah.
like that. It's interesting with women where that fantasy is kind of like taken away from it.
Yeah, because when guys are thinking of a threesome, they're like, and it's girls involved, they want the girls to be
Like
kiss-
sex
like,
slaves,
yeah,
and then
like,
them making
and
out,
like,
and
oh, let me watch you 2 go at it for a while. And I feel with 2 guys, I don't want to see them
go
going at it.
at it,
I
yeah.
want you both on me, like, handle your business right now. So I don't know. I think that's the difference in how men and women look at threesomes.
I agree.
In the straight world.
Jessica brought out.
I love her for
love
bringing
her.
out these cards.
I did too.
Something you would do. It's totally something you would do.
Hold on, I have my
Hang on.
rock salt, my candles, and my sage. I can't wait to hang out with you, Jessica, so we can do that. So she's a Gemini Cancer. This is where I can't wait to meet her because I'm going to ask her about this stuff because I can't with reading these books. She's a Gemini Cancer. She doesn't care for Tauruses because she rolled her eyes for Tauruses because guy Tauruses towards female Geminis. But I get it because here's the thing, girl. Gemini girls I've met, there's such a big difference between guys and girls in horoscopes. Because one, can't mess with the Scorpios, but love female Scorpios. Love female Geminis, male Geminis. Every guy in my family is a male Gemini. They irritate my fucking goddamn soul. They're the only people, even my best guy friends, Geminis. Like, I don't know why Jesus wants me to have all these Geminis in my life to work on my patience. That's probably what it is, because y'all crazy. So I can imagine Jessica, because I don't really know if I actually know too many Gemini females.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of male Geminis. My brother's a Gemini.
I like Tauruses.
Yeah.
They're easy to bet. Like, when they get the emotional stubbornness, I just be like, okay, well,
Good cars.
What's that?
I was making a joke. They're good cars, Tauruses.
Oh, Taurus. I get it.
Yeah, in like 2003. All right, what's it called? Moving on from there, we got Aubrey. She was jealous of Polly, that Polly got the girl's number. But that is such a way to get out of talking to someone and being like the nice person about it, because I've done that before.
And it's, he at least, she can't now bug him. He has all the power. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's the best of both worlds. But I mean,
Have you ever
kind
been
of,
suckered into giving your number and you didn't want to?
yes.
I just did it and I was so irritated.
I mean, I did too. When it comes to like guys I meet out, sometimes, and this is terrible, I change one number in my number as I'm giving them my number.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, and so then they can't contact me. But you know how people are like, oh, I can't think of a fake number off the top of my head. I'm like, no, I say my exact number. I just switch one number at the end. Instead of like my number ends in a 2. Instead of saying 2, I say 7 or 3.
I got my phone
Tiona,
number.
I called every number I could. I finally found you.
My family, we all got our. I've had my number for like years. We got them at the same exact time. So if I put one off, it's gonna be my mom.
It's gonna be someone in your family. Like, oops.
Like, remember me at the club? And I'm
like, what? But I mean, I am guilty of doing that, and then the thing you have to make sure of is that they don't see your phone or be like, oh, let me call you right now.
Well, that's the other thing. People like, don't do that, because you're only gonna hurt yourself or hurt your feelings or stuff like that when you're like, I'm gonna call it right now.
Like, no,
don't do that.
Don't.
Please don't do that. He said Aubrey was so mad, but he said, no, girl, she was like the bootleg version. You don't say that either.
No, not the way to a girl's heart.
Josh says he loved going on the date. He realized that he doesn't have to be perfect. And again, that's where Brandy made that comment about her ex was so sweet, but he had this dark side. And that's how he used it. Because he didn't have an outlet for that dark side, he used it for cheating. And I tried getting into this conversation with someone the other day, and they didn't understand how I was probably communicating it. But I feel like there is so many people, it's like I've dated bad guys before, right? And a lot of the times you look at, oh, well, they look promising. They look like they can get over that, whatever that hump is, they can get over it. And I think a lot of the time is because I can realize, okay, that happened in your life and you're channeling it through your drinking or you're channeling it through that. Now when you try to relate that to them, they're like, no. If they're not ready for it, they ain't gonna fix it.
Yeah, they have to be ready to receive the information. And if they're not, then they have their blinders on and they're blocking that out so they can't even see what you're seeing.
And a lot of it is being mindful of other people too, to where we want to judge or be mad at people. Instead of being mad at them and judging them, it's just knowing something happened to them in their life. That's why they're acting out the way they're acting out. And you know what? They deal with their dark issues like that. I don't have time to deal with those dark issues, because I dealt with everyone's dark issues. And then they gave me dark issues. I've never been a dark person, but when you deal with dark people, they will internalize their darkness onto you. So you got to be careful with that. And when you acknowledge it about someone else, that's a red flag, and you walking away. Craig David. The coaches, we saw Rob and Laurel back, and I like that Aubrey and Willis said that they found patience on their dates. I don't know if I believe that with Aubrey.
No, because once she's over something, she's kind of like me. Once she's over something or someone, she's done.
And completely doesn't mind if what she says hurts your feelings.
You are dead to me. You aren't even a person anymore. So
Aubrey needs a meme where she's just like, "You're dead to me.
You're dead to me," because that's not patience. That's just you being you.
Keeping it real. Keeping it 100.
I'm over you. You're so boring. You're not my type. So I'm just gonna not pay attention.
Darcy's really into Brandy. And there's something I feel like she feels emotionally connected to Brandy and Callum specifically, and Josh a little bit too. That's where I'm sensing though, as far as like who she's really kind of connecting with.
Yeah, I can see that too. I think maybe because Brandy and Callum, a lot of their issues are, I mean, it's different, but it's kind of in the same wheelhouse. So that's probably why they're so attracted to each other, which then brings Darcy even more into it. Like, okay, let's really...
Here's an actual example in-house that we can pull this onto. I wish she would do it with Polly and Aubrey, because...
I'm so confused about them.
I don't know. Like, I see they're still together online, but, like, it's weird.
Yeah. It feels like, at least at this point, that Aubrey is way into him, and he's still kind of like, she's convenient right here. But
I feel like their relationship is more. It visually it feels more. That's someone who Aubrey would go for, because it works in the Hollywood scene. Or same as Polly. Polly knows, like, okay, like, you know, she can be relatable to me at times, but I don't see the, like. I don't know. I just see two hot people together.
Yeah,
like,
I don't see like a emotional connection and the chemistry that I see with Callum and Brandy when they kind of have their talks and are in their zone a little bit. I see more of a connection right now between Brandy and Callum than I do Aubrey and Polly.
Or, yeah, because a lot of it is like Aubrey just gets this like deep look and stare, and she just has like this conversation. Polly's like, yeah,
and I'm like
and then
making
it's
the
just
jokes and
like he doesn't know how to handle that. I want to see him step into that world of Aubrey and connect on that level. That'd be dope. All right, well, next week I guess we're gonna get this whole dating mixer. Everyone's blinded and whatnot. Looks interesting.
I feel like this whole exercise is for Josh, because he is so hung up on how a date is going to look. And Aubrey too, yes. But especially Josh, because even tonight he was like, well, are these going to be attractive people that we're going on dates with? Like, I need to know if the person I'm spending an hour at dinner with is going to be cute or not. So I feel like this whole exercise is aimed at him to get him to kind of see that there's more to a girl than just looks, and that you can be attracted to something more, something else.
Which is, I just feel like we live in this society where it's like we're taught, like, because we live in an Instagram society, so it's always swipe left, swipe right, double like it if you like it, if you don't, just scroll by it. Because it's like, and now it's like where Instagram first came out, everyone would like all your pictures. Now it's like, well, maybe selective over that one.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, I'm only going to follow shirtless people. I'm only going to follow girls that have their titties out and things like that.
And the dating apps don't help.
Nope.
Because they're all just, oh, look at this person's picture.
And it's branded to look like an Instagram. Mm-hmm. And so that's when, now when you're on Instagram, you're looking at this app as a Tinder or a dating thing, and it's like, this is fucking Instagram, y'all. Calm the hell. Take your booty off the Insta. So this will be interesting to see them with their eyes blinded, especially Willis. I'm actually interested to see who he will connect with.
Yeah.
With that. But yeah, so that was the show. We want to know what you guys think. We're going to have Dr. Darcy on Skype in with us next week. If you guys have any questions, tweet them at us over at AfterBuzz TV, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure you guys keep in contact with me over there everywhere on social media, DJ Jesse J.
And I'm everywhere at the Tiona Hobson.
Boom. We'll be back next week. Let us know your thoughts down below. Till next time, peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.